Hello, everyone. It's been a while. I'm the blue one.
And I'm the red one.
And we just saw Warcraft. But before we get there, we're going to do a quick update. So it has been quite a while. That's because we've had a little bit of drama with Adobe.
I believe we promised you Action Jackson.
Yeah. We watched it. We recorded a review. Action Jackson is so bad.
It's just so mediocrely bad that we didn't have too much to talk about.
We had nothing to talk. We'll usually go over the plot, but it was severely cut short because there was no plot.
Pretty much.
The point is, it's terrible. It's unwatchable.
Don't watch it.
Yeah. Okay. Now to Warcraft.
Oh.
What? Oh. I thought you realized something.
I did. I realized how awesome this movie is.
Yeah, it's totally awesome. Now, okay, we're at least we're doing this review after actually seeing it.
So, a story behind that. I openly know some reviewing articles. Don't remember which off the top of my head, but they actually admitted to not seeing the movie. But they're just like, well, judging by the fact that it's a video game movie, it'll probably do bad.
Yeah, no. I mean, it may not do so well just because those reviewers have crapped all over it, but it is really good.
So we ask you viewers, first off, go out and see this movie.
Yes.
Don't listen to critics.
No.
Do not. And just see
other than us.
Well, yeah, but we're reviewers, we're not critics.
Okay. Okay.
But anyway, yes. So go out and actually watch the movie, and then spread it like the plague. Spread it like smallpox.
Yeah, but like a good plague.
Yeah, talk about it. Give it good word of mouth if you liked it. If you didn't like it, that's fine. You can have an opinion.
It makes you wrong.
It makes you wrong, but yeah, you can have an opinion.
Okay. So we're going to go over a few general things that we like, and then we're going to go into spoiler zone. But we'll have a quick warning.
We'll have a quick warning that'll give you enough time to click off if you do not want spoilers.
Yeah, okay. First thing I liked, and I knew I would like, is the effects. They are amazing.
Some of the best CGI I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And considering most of this movie is CGI, that's a pretty impressive feat.
The one time I didn't completely buy some of the CGI was one shot with a griffin, which is fair.
The griffin was pretty cool looking, but it's hard to do.
It was fairly obvious that it was CGI, but it still looked really good.
It was good CGI.
It's not like it was like, ew, gross. Yeah, it's not Warcraft 3.
Oh, that's a reference that I wonder if any of our watchers understand.
Warcraft 3 had bad graphics. Now everyone gets
did have good cinematics, but horrible graphics.
Yeah, I'm talking about the graphics.
Yeah.
Another thing was the story was really good, and they did change a lot of things from the original story. Ian can attest to that.
Yeah, you want me to talk about that right now?
What, the changes?
Yeah.
No, we'll do that after.
We'll do that in spoilers.
Yeah.
A lot of it's spoiler stuff.
And we knew that they were going to change stuff, and it just seemed like, oh, well, it's going to be terrible. No. The changes they make it better than it would have been.
This is for all you diehard Warcraft lore fans out there, like me, because I'll admit it. I love the Warcraft lore. I read into a lot of it. Yes, you probably noticed there were some big changes with this movie.
They're good.
They're good changes. Like, don't throw what you think out the window, because I definitely had some strong opinions about what they changed before watching. It works.
Yeah.
And it works well.
So the story is amazing. The effects are amazing. They have a lot of humor in there that works. It's not too much. It's not too little.
It is appropriate.
It doesn't beat you over
a lot like the Marvel movies.
Yes.
Which I'm sure that many of you have seen.
I actually, it feels to me a little bit more appropriate, because the Marvel movies can go into kind of that territory of they're beating you over the head with the humor.
Sometimes.
With Warcraft, every now and then they, did something or showed you something or said something that was just kind of funny. Which is enough.
I cannot tell you how awful it is to sit through a movie where they're just ultra serious all the time. You have to have,
or where they're just trying super hard to be funny the whole movie, like
the two ends of the
like
spectrum.
the new Ghostbusters, which we know does that because the trailers do that, and we're not sexist.
And I'm not saying it'll be a bad movie, but
it won't be a good movie.
Probably not. We may do a review of it, maybe.
Why not?
Sure.
When does it come out?
I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll see. Why not? Because, and this is a bit of a side thing, because we saw a trailer for it when we went to see Warcraft. I feel like it'd be a good movie if they threw out some of the humor. There's way too much. Way too many jokes. It doesn't
feel as natural as the first movie did.
Way too many. Watching the trailer, I was like, wow, I could really watch this. Oh, well, they just said 5 jokes in a row.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's how I felt.
You know, like if it has scenes that only exist to be funny, that's a problem.
Anyway, let's stop talking about that and resume jerking off the Warcraft movie.
Yeah, so they don't do that. They no scene exists solely to be funny or for a purpose other than advancing the plot, which is always very admirable. There was also romance in there a little bit. We'll talk about that more in the spoiler area.
Yeah.
But it's not the main focus to any degree, which is a personal thing for me. I don't like when a movie only exists for romance.
So, since we're not talking about specifics, let's just break them down into general categories. First off, story. What did you think?
I thought the story was amazing.
Okay, that's great, but let's talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, it fit really well. There were a couple pacing issues, but that's what's to be expected in a movie. With already so much packed in, you're going to have to sacrifice some pacing.
To my understanding, Duncan Jones.
Junkin' Donuts.
For some reason,
Junkin' Donuts.
My brain really wanted to say Junkin' Donuts, but I tried to stop it, but I couldn't.
You didn't.
Anyway, Duncan Jones talked about how this movie was way longer. A lot like the Lord of the Rings movies, and just tons of stuff was cut out for time.
So you're going to lose some pacing. And that was... I know that was one of your issues, was the pacing.
It wasn't huge.
Well, it wasn't a huge issue. It was one of your problems with it.
I agree. It's one of those things where it's like a mosquito bite. You're not getting stabbed. It's not like something that kills the movie, but it's annoying. It's just a little bit. It's like
really, or whatever. Oh, look at how cool that CGI is. And it's not like a Michael Bay movie where the CGI is just there to distract you and be stupid. It serves a purpose.
It serves a very good purpose. Since we're on talking about CGI now,
we'll move on to visual effects.
Orcs, which Warcraft fans know, you have to nail the orcs.
Yeah,
because it's just how big of a part they play for the story. The orcs look incredible.
They look photorealistic.
It's the best CGI I've ever seen.
It is like you would not know unless you saw it behind the scenes.
It feels like you could be standing next to one and you could smell it.
Yeah, the only way you would know that it isn't CGI is if someone told you and you believed them.
Yeah, and like I said, there's some CGI that you can tell, but
yeah, like that Griffin thing, but the feathers and stuff, that's not easy, and we're not quite there yet where everything is photorealistic.
Yeah.
But still, most of it is.
Most of it's photorealistic.
Yeah.
Some of the scenery pieces, especially Stormwind, it's kind of
still.
But yeah, most of the scenery pieces are actually really good.
Visually, it's stunning.
It's visual. It's a visual candy bar.
Yeah.
Even if you aren't a big Warcraft lore fan and you don't care about the lore that much, go just for the visuals.
Actually, you know what? I said this when we were talking earlier. It doesn't. Another thing I liked was that it doesn't. I know it's not like you have to know a lot of the lore to actually understand it, because I don't know a lot.
Yeah, and I'll say
it isn't self-serving in the way that it's like an inside reference. Everything is an inside thing. It's not like that.
I'll tell you this. It's having watched the second Mortal Kombat, there was a lot of thing from the video game without much explanation. Oh, look, there it is.
They sort of do that, but not really.
No. Well, you wouldn't even know. You haven't barely played.
You were telling me, but like, you know, they'll flash like orc characters.
Well, it fits though because they're supposed to be there.
That's why I said they kind of do it. And then there's that shot with the Murloc, which is, you know, a little like, look, it's the Murloc.
But yeah, it works.
It still works.
It's not in your face. It's there.
It's there if you want to see it.
If you want to see it, yeah. And I can tell you this.
It's not like a Murloc with a white background just for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, there's other stuff going on in the shot that's important to the plot.
Yeah.
I want to say this too.
I think it's an establishment.
I went into this movie with a guy who used to play World of Warcraft, but wasn't huge on the lore, but still could get some of the game references. Blue Hat here, who you know, has barely played any of the games, but
I know
he knows a good chunk of the lore. Me, who knows almost all of the lore, and then
yourself on the back there. Why don't you?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That was him patting his back. In case you're wondering,
that wasn't me jerking off. And then my other friend, who knows nothing, and everyone in the group agreed that they liked it. I mean, there were varying degrees. Like, for me, it was like a dream come true. I loved it. I could tell that Blue here really liked it.
Yeah, I like the whole... Because I have two characters that I love more than anything. I'll talk about them because one of them is a spoiler. But they were done very well. And that
moves on to our next point with the characters.
The characters were...
The characters are already...
Every character... and part of the changes, without getting too specific, made what they do and why more believable than if they had left everything the way it is in the games.
And I agree. And a lot of online critics complain about the characters, and I just don't get that because I think the character.
Really?
I think yes, that's one of the biggest complaints.
I believed every character. Every character was compelling. Every character was acted perfectly, especially Gul'dan. That's one of my favorites. His actor apparently said that he was not at all comfortable.
It's Daniel Wu. And for any of you that know Daniel, kind of an Asian heartthrob. He stars in a lot of those type of movies, and he's basically the evil, decrepit old man in this movie. He
was not comfortable at all.
But he nails it, though.
Yeah, which makes it even more amazing that he nails it, considering he was not at all comfortable doing it. It was not in his comfort zone. Do we have anything to talk about, or are we ready to go into spoilers?
I think we covered the big major things, so... what we'll tell you now is go out, see the movie, see if you agree with us. I mean, if you think we're wrong, okay. That's fine.
Let us know.
All right, now we're going to take a quick break, and we'll give you the countdown before we come back with the spoiler cast. So if you don't want any of that, leave now.
Okay, so if you're still with us, you've either already seen the movie or you don't care about spoilers, which is fine.
All right, we're going to break this down super hard. I hope you don't mind. We're going character by character on this business.
Okay.
Gul'dan.
Okay, Gul'dan is one of my favorite characters in all of Warcraft. He was so freaking cool the whole movie. You know, like, he's evil, but you're still... I almost rooted for him. He's
so evil and cool.
Like,
just does all these crap.
He fights. There's a fight scene with him
between Durotan and
Durotan, yeah, and he freaking whoops him. It's amazing. I mean, he cheats.
Yeah,
and he kills him.
But it's cool.
Right. He kills him. That's a spoiler. You were warned.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Don't worry about that anymore. This is
I'm just saying, just in case someone wasn't paying attention. Yeah.
Being too generous, man.
And I don't know. Yeah. And he's just friggin' awesome the whole movie. What did you think about him?
Oh yeah. It felt like Gul'dan, smelled like Gul'dan, tasted like Gul'dan, sounded like Gul'dan.
I don't know where you were tasting him.
Oh, believe me.
What?
But yeah,
we're not going there.
If you've played Warlords, it's very similar to the Warlords of Draenor interpretation of Gul'dan, which was a great interpretation. Mm-hmm. And if you've read the books, it feels a lot like that Gul'dan, just with the things that he says, the way he carries himself. It's very, very sinister, very different from most other orcs.
And we've already brought him up, so why don't we move into Duratan?
Oh, man. Duratan does such a great job of being a human relation to the orcs.
Yeah.
He doesn't act like a human. I'm just saying it's very easy to relate to him as a human.
Yeah. It was kind of a bit of a shift in his thinking, but it didn't seem rushed and it made perfect sense.
Yeah, the Duratan was a great character. His wife Draka, who
you can move to her.
Who didn't play much of a huge role other than being, wife of Duratan, which is kind of what she's always played. But she's an orc, man. She's an orc woman, and she don't need no man.
She's a strong, independent
strong, independent brown woman who don't need no man.
Brown woman, like a light beige. She's a strong, independent beige
woman. Anyway, she's just like Draka from the books. This funny thing that happens in the books. Duratan basically, when she's giving birth, says, "Well, you should stay here to recover." And she basically spits in his face, and she's like, She just doesn't happen in the movie, but I'm just bringing this up. She's like, "I'm an orc. I'm gonna go out there with you."
She kind of does that.
She does. That's what I'm saying. She's like that, which is good. It's very true to the character.
Since we're talking about her, this is part of what just blew my mind the whole movie. Even the minor characters are amazing and compelling.
Oh, they are.
And that's why we're going character by character. Who else?
Garona.
Oh my god. So we're gonna. All right. This brings us to the first change that we're going to talk about.
Okay, so
take that, more.
They don't explicitly say this, but it's kind of hinted that she might actually be Medivh's daughter. Did you get that?
Oh yeah, I did get that.
And
I was gonna look at you and I was like, wait, what?
That's
not what I was.
It's not stated, but it's kind of hinted, which is odd because in the original lore, she actually basically has sex with Medivh and they have a son.
All right.
But the big change.
Didn't Medivh say something like, "Oh yeah, like I was there and I met a woman, and then she's just like, what?"
Yeah, so
something like that.
It's kind of hinted that Medivh actually went to Draenor and maybe knocked up an orc chick.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
The original storyline for Garona, well, I shouldn't say original because it's changed. Okay, the canon storyline for Garona from the Warcraft games, the most recent canon, is that she's half orc, half Draenei. Which the Draenei.
Half Draenei? Really?
Wait, what?
Half orc, half Draenei?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah.
I think you know what? Yeah, you told me about that.
But basically, if you don't know, the Draenei they were a race that lived alongside the orcs for a while, and the orcs ended up killing off most of them. So
to get to Azeroth in the beginning of the movie.
Well, I just mean before they did that.
Well, they kill a shit ton of them at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, they do for sacrifices. But anyway, basically, Garona in the original storyline is a child born out of rape, pretty much. The orcs captured Draenei and basically raped them in an attempt to produce a more relatable orc.
You have told this to me.
Yeah, and Duncan Jones said that they've changed it so that she's half human, but
they do actually say she's half human.
Well, they don't though. She's like, I'm more human.
That's what I thought. That's what I interpreted as she's half human.
Yeah, but she does that in the books too. She says I'm more human because she thought she was half human.
Oh,
and then it gets revealed. It gets revealed to her later that she's actually half Draenei.
I'd buy her being half human more than half Draenei just based on how she looks.
Yeah, well, and in the comics too, she actually has Draenei-like eyes. She has glowing eyes in the comics, which she does not have here.
And there was no shortage of glowing eyes in the movie.
Oh yeah, tons of glowy eyes. But yeah, so basically the biggest change is she's half human, which is what the original continuity was anyway. So I really don't care too much. Even though I thought the half Draenei was a more interesting approach, I can understand why that wasn't done because the Draenei aren't very well established in this universe yet.
They're definitely not.
They're there, but they're not really established. They're just kind of shown for a little bit.
So the change I wanted to go into, I think you know what I'm talking about, is she kills the king.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so King Lane, great portrayal of King Lane.
Oh, amazing.
We haven't really gotten a portrayal of King Lane because he's not talked about in the books. And in the games, he's also not really present. All we really get from the lore is that he was the king of Stormwind and then he got killed by Garona.
So that's where the similarity of how he dies kind of ends. So why don't we talk about the original and then what the movie
All right.
and why it's
original storyline. So much like this movie, Garona and the humans connect. They basically take her in and ally with her. Garona in the original continuity gets mind controlled by Gul'dan, or he has control over her that he instilled when she was a child. And she basically is forced by Gul'dan to kill the king. And that's the original continuity. What I like that they did here is they don't have any of that.
No.
But she still kills the king, and here's why. They're retreating, and basically the king looks at her and says, you know, the portal closes behind them that they're trying to get out through, and he basically says, you need to kill me because I'm going to die anyway here. Mm-hmm. And he says, if you kill me, you'll be a hero to the orcs, and I trust you enough. Because she said earlier that if she killed the queen, she would have been honored amongst her clan. So he figures, if she kills me, she'll be honored, and I trust her to lead the orcs. Which is really cool. And she does. Because, you know, it's either that or he gets killed by Black
and they like, bring her straight to Gul'dan, and he's like, you're an orc.
Yeah, and that's kind of the whole confliction, too, is
and she is not happy.
Yeah, it's
with
like,
having to do that.
Am I orc or am I human? Because they don't treat me like an orc, and by the end of the movie, they do. They treat her as basically a clan chieftain.
Yeah, because she killed King Lane. So, and that totally screwed her chances of being, you know, friendly with the humans.
And loving Lothar.
Yeah, let's move into Lothar now. We're going to talk
Travis Fimmel played Lothar, who also, you might know, as a big actor in Vikings, the show Vikings.
So all right, this is the romance element I was talking about.
So there's a hint, there's definitely a little bit of a romance between Garona and Lothar.
Yeah, that ends when she kills King Lane, because she has this knife that he gives her, which is foreshadowing me now that I look at it. But, so she has the knife and she uses that to kill him. And he takes it and he says, I just found this in King Lane's neck.
Yeah, so look, no one but Garona knows that the king wanted her to kill him.
And she couldn't tell anyone because they'd be like, no.
Yeah, so that's why I really like that. Anyway, back to Lothar. Anyone who's played the old games or has read the books knows about Lothar. Lothar is a certified badass. Especially later, like past the point of this book, he does some awesome crap. Like, he basically later leads the entire resistance against the orcs. But here he's the captain of the guard for Stormwind. Mm-hmm. And his sister is the queen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Which the queen's never really been talked about either in the lore, so she's like a new character. The queen didn't do too much, so we probably won't talk about her.
No, she was a little too minor to talk about,
but she
super compelling.
her big role was kind of helping Garona bridge to relate it to the humans, because she was like all orc pretty much, or understood orc.
Yeah,
and she kind of helped bridge the gap between our orc and human side.
Yeah. even the frickin' queen who has a number of lines you can count on your hands is super believable and super compelling.
Oh, it's the same. I don't remember her name, but it's the show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's the same actor that played Reyna.
Oh yeah,
and she's a very good actor.
Yeah,
if you've seen
but
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
From talking about characters real quick, I'm going to talk about the directing because I keep saying how compelling every character is. It is unbelievable. Like, in every movie, you have at least one or two characters who you just don't develop enough, and so you don't really relate with them or identify with them or really believe them. Yeah, that doesn't. Those characters don't exist in this movie. Every character has their own motivation to do what they're doing, no matter how freaking minor they are, or how insignificant like their role is, or how underdeveloped they are. They still are. Every character has some sort of development,
like Lothar's son, which we can get into.
Yes, we want to do that now.
Yeah.
So Lothar's son, he just kind of wants to impress him, and
or he wants to defend the kingdom too.
Yeah,
he feels like
kind of wants to keep up. So there's a part where there's kind of the first battle where between the orcs and the humans, and there's some suspicion of betrayal because of that. But so to allow the humans to retreat, Medivh
basically puts up this lightning wall.
Yeah, and
Lothar's son gets stuck on the orc side of the lightning wall, basically.
And so he just fights the orcs to the death.
And he fights Blackhand,
who we're going to talk about.
Yes, next, but Blackhand kills him, which is important later. Because basically, there's this We'll talk about Blackhand first.
Yeah, okay, Blackhand is awesome.
Yeah,
after he got the fell under you, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
awesome.
So Blackhand in the lore is a very interesting character because he's always just kind of been portrayed as on equal levels of evil to Gul'dan, at least in the main story. He is the war chief of the Horde. Actually, Gul'dan uses him in the continuity and in this too as a puppet.
Yeah,
he's the figurehead of the Horde, but Gul'dan controls
the mastermind.
Yeah, he's the war chief. The Blackhand is, but Gul'dan is the puppet master.
So yeah.
But what I liked about this movie is that they actually showed Blackhand not as just a total evil a-hole.
Because of that direction we keep having to come back to.
Yeah.
And the development of every character and every freaking twig on a tree is believable.
Yeah, he's an orc who honors the traditions of the other orcs.
Yeah.
And that's very noble, and I think it's really cool. Because Blackhand, before then, has always just been portrayed as an evil, sniveling a-hole.
Yeah.
And, he was a cool guy. He's always been portrayed as powerful, but he's never been portrayed quite like this before.
But you could identify with him as someone who just wants to follow the tradition.
He wants to follow the tradition, but he also wants to save his people.
And in the resolution-y area of the movie, because the tradition thing just kind of keeps popping up.
Basically, Gul'dan
refuses to accept the tradition.
Yeah,
and so that's what he doesn't really want to honor it at one point near the end, and that's what kind of helps them sort of turn on him a little.
Yeah, and Blackhand does honor the tradition, so he doesn't help Gul'dan kill Durotan during this fight that Gul'dan and Durotan are having at the climax. And for not doing that, after Gul'dan kills Durotan, he infuses Blackhand with fell energy and basically says, "You'll be my servant now. I'm going to make you the strongest orc." Which
then he takes fell energy from 5 orcs and just flings it at him.
Flings it at him, yeah.
I couldn't think of a better word than flings it at him.
So then that gets us to the next part. Lothar is actually the one who kills Blackhand.
Yes.
So, getting vengeance for the death of his son.
Yeah,
at the hands of Blackhand.
And it was really cool because I totally forgot about the whole son thing until he kills Blackhand. And it was totally awesome because the action in this movie is so awesome. But so he kills him and then he's like, "That's for my son." I'm like, oh yeah. But that was a really good resolution of that.
Yeah. Now we get back to another interesting part of where the main story and this one diverge.
Mm-hmm.
the person who actually kills Blackhand in the main continuity is Orgrim Doomhammer.
Really?
Yeah, and we'll talk about
him next.
What happens is Blackhand's the war chief, right?
Mm-hmm.
After the events of the first game, Orgrim Doomhammer assassinates Blackhand, which always seemed weird to me because that's like a very dishonorable thing for orcs. And Orgrim is a really cool guy, but
yeah, he honored the tradition more than some of the other ones did.
Yeah, but so Orgrim Doomhammer basically in the original continuity assassinates Blackhand and takes lead of the Blackrock clan and all of the Horde, and that's how he becomes war chief. Well, I never really understood his assassination by Orgrim because we'll talk about Orgrim. Orgrim also values the traditions of the orcs, and he's the best friend of Durotan. But much like the original continuity, he's someone who's more willing to fight the humans. He's more willing to fight for this world and even use some of those demon magics if it means helping, to kind of wrestle a place in the new world for his people. And that's very well portrayed here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you could.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That.
I kind of. There's a lot of the movie where it's like, okay, he's kind of being a dick, but I get it. And then he comes around, which that was the issue with pacing that you had, right? Just that it seems a little quick the way he.
Yeah.
Yeah, he turns around and it's a little quick, but like we said, you have to sacrifice some pacing with just how much crap and how many characters is just packed into this movie. That's inevitable.
Yes.
So yeah, that was the one issue. Really, is that it's a little fast, but it makes sense why he does it. I think.
Yeah, Orgrim has always been one of my favorite characters. He's my favorite war chief, and that will never change. Even with all the new war chiefs we've been getting recently in the main lore, Orgrim will always be my favorite. Above Thrall, and definitely above Blackhand. And even Vol'jin. Gonna admit that. Some of you WoW players might be angry at me for that, but I don't care. Orgrim is, to me, the true ideal of an orc war chief. And now, we get to talk about something I bet you've been waiting for. Now we're gonna talk about Medivh.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, cut you off there. We should probably talk about Khadgar first.
Yes. Khadgar is basically a former apprentice
of the Kirin-Tor.
Yes.
And he rejected them to study his own thing.
Yeah. He's super awesome, though.
Oh, yeah, and the movie doesn't explain this, but I feel like doing it. The Kirin-Tor are like this group of elite mages. They basically are the most powerful human mages in existence.
They do say that.
Yeah, but we should say
Khadgar kind of says it like as an aside thing. Like, he's like, yeah, my parents, it's a great honor to go study with them. They're the great mages, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they look.
Oh, by the way, fun fact for you, when Khadgar runs up and there's that council,
yeah,
one of the people on that council was Kel'Thuzad.
Really?
Before he becomes a necromancer.
That's awesome.
Because he used to be part of the Kirin-Tor. Anyway, sorry for that sidetrack.
Okay. So we talked about Khadgar.
I just really want to get to Medivh.
I want to get to Medivh. Would you have anything to add for Khadgar?
He's a cool character. He's a very relatable guy.
He's one of my favorite. I want to see more of him.
And if we get a sequel, you will, because he's a major character for a while.
Spoilers for the second movie, probably.
And now in World of Warcraft, he's come back as a major character too. Like they've done a lot of stuff with him recently, which is something might interest you to see now that you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
Seen Khadgar more. All right,
Medivh.
Now we talk about the big boy.
Medivh. Okay, my second favorite that was a spoiler was Sargeras. He is my favorite. I don't care what any of you have to say.
He's awesome. To explain that,
he's basically the devil.
Yes, he's the leader.
Medivh is basically Merlin. So it's like if Merlin were possessed by the devil.
Yeah, so basically,
and then he tried to bring aliens to Earth to destroy.
Again, you're getting a little too into it here. They're gonna need to slow it down.
That's well, I mean, it is though.
Yeah, basically, Sargeras is the equivalent of the devil.
We have to talk about Sargeras when we're talking about Medivh.
Yeah, he possessed Medivh's body, and this is something unknown to all the characters except Medivh. Medivh was holding back his influence for all of his life because he was basically born with basically the devil inside of him.
Yeah,
and he was such a powerful mage, he was able to hold it back, but eventually in his adulthood, he got so weak.
Yeah, there's a point where he's super weak,
and he just can't hold it back.
Yeah,
anymore.
And he has like all the green, and Khadgar's like, "Oh no, it's the Fel energy." But wasn't it Lothar or something? He's like, "No, it's not."
Yeah, that was. And then Khadgar is the one who actually says it's time to go kill a demon.
Yeah,
because he figured out what was going on.
Yeah.
So you're probably wondering, how do we know that it wasn't just Fel corruption? Well, one, in the original story, it's Sargeras.
Also,
and
he
two,
turns into a giant.
He
Sargeras.
actually turns into a giant Sargeras.
It was awesome.
It was so cool. He grew the horns and everything.
Yeah.
Even if you're not familiar with Sargeras, if you just Google a picture of Sargeras and then go see the movie, you'll see what we're talking about.
Should we tell him how to spell? Because
I'll figure it out. To equate this in movie terms, because a lot of you listening are probably movie fans, if you're listening at all.
Yeah, kind of our thing.
It's basically the equivalent of in the Harry Potter when they have Voldemort possessing the guy. What?
Well, okay.
Because Voldemort's
he doesn't possess anyone.
No, the guy.
He's on the back of his head.
He's on the back of his head.
Oh yeah. He doesn't actually possess anything, right?
Well, whatever he does to him, whatever the heck that is.
He just works for me. He's totally willing.
Oh, well then how the heck is he on the back of his head?
I don't know.
Don't shrug. The audience can't hear that.
I shrugged. I'm
saying it's kind of like
he's a Death Eater. He's just totally willing.
Okay, no.
Have him on the back.
What I meant from that was
the reveal.
The reveal. It's like you got this big bad that's kind of hinted at if you're familiar with the lore, or in case of Harry Potter, it's just kind of hinted at, and then you get that reveal, and it's oh so sweet. It's like that. It's a beautiful reveal. This ultra evil giant demon.
It's like finding out Darth Vader was Luke's father.
I don't equate it to that, but it's still pretty awesome.
It's as far as cool reveals go. Not like it's not like a twist.
It's a
reveal.
Yeah, it's a very good reveal.
Or something you know is coming, but then it finally does.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with the lore, it's hinted at that something's wrong with Medivh, but if you're not familiar with the lore, I do not think you would have guessed what actually happens, but it's pretty awesome. It's just seeing this giant demon possessing this guy.
And I really like that because it's a little cameo of my favorite guy.
Exactly. Well, that covers all of the characters.
That covers all the big characters, doesn't it?
And we just discussed the plot for most of it, but it leaves off on a big cliffhanger, but there is resolution before the cliffhanger.
Yeah,
so it's
is good. Which is good.
It's like the Harry Potter kind of thing where, you gotta stop. You gotta stop.
You don't understand.
You gotta stop. But you meant that. I just more meant, the movies have like a climax, but it's hinted there'll be more. And then there's going to be more. Like Harry,
they don't end on cliffhangers.
Well, no, I'm saying, and it's like this movie because Harry's in a school, and so he's there's going to be more.
There's going to be more.
There's going to be more years of school. It's like this.
Yeah.
The movie, like to my understanding, Harry Potter, the movies end with a satisfying ending.
Yeah.
But they also hint at more. At least.
Yeah, you just kind of know because
there's going to be more. It's like this movie. It's not like the movies that sequel bait. It's more like you got an ending that's pretty good, but there's just not enough time, and there's going to be more later.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd agree with that.
I would agree with that.
I'm pulling some of this out of my butt because I have never seen the Harry Potter movies. I just know that.
Or read the books or anything like that.
Maybe we should eventually do reviews of Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, we're trying to work toward doing more of like a let's watch. Mostly with shows to start. And then maybe we'll do, some point in the future, we'll do live streams of movies.
But we're starting off small now.
Yeah. So we'll start working toward that. Do you have anything
No,
sad? Should we start wrapping up?
we're approaching 40 minutes, so say
I
this.
called it.
Yeah, Warcraft, great movie. Do not listen to the critics; they are not right.
They have not seen it.
Most of them probably haven't even seen it, from what I've read. If you enjoy fantasy, you'll definitely enjoy this movie. If you enjoy CGI, you'll enjoy this movie.
If you like action,
you'll enjoy this movie. And if you're a Warcraft fan, you'll love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It delivers everywhere it needs to.
Yeah, alright, so that's it for that. We're going to be on a very long break. I'm going to be in Spain and Texas.
And I'm going to be sitting
the next month.
And I'm going to be sitting on my butt without any of his equipment, so I won't make anything.
We may make another one, just have a couple out there.
Maybe.
If not, we'll just wait until I'm back and the dust is settled. It's going to be the Minions. Because it's on Netflix, and it cannot be good.
since we just talked about a movie that doesn't really have much in the terms of cliche, if anything at all.
We're going to watch
very original movie.
Cliche the movie.
We're going to watch what is more than likely Cliche the movie.
But it'll have a plot. I know it'll have a plot, not like freaking Action Jackson. Sorry we teased about that so much, but that movie is goddamn unwatchable.
I'm going to do some shameless plugging. If you donate to the Patreon, you might get to see the Action Jackson review.
Yeah, we may end up just making or editing the review and make it a Patreon exclusive. So if you want to see that, it'll reference Warcraft, so that'll make no sense. But it'll be up there. It's like 10 minutes long. And yeah, if that's something you guys want to see, let us know. As always, send us your idiots in the comments or on our Twitter. The Twitter is @2tophats. Don't forget to donate to our Patreon so we can eat. We're not actually starving. Don't make
Don't send
broke.
food through the computer.
Yeah, don't send food. We don't want food. We have enough of that. But send us Patreon so we can have food.
Anyway, I've been the Alliance.
Nope, that's not.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Wait, you're red.
Yeah,
You have to say you're the Horde.
But I don't like
You have to say you're the Horde.
I refuse.
You have to.
Nope.
I'm the blue hat.
And I'm the Alliance blue hat.
No, I'm the blue hat.
No, I'm the red hat. For the Alliance!